Hello MotoGP enthusiasts. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Andrea Dovizioso described Brno as a strange, heated weekend, and used it to reflect on Marco Bezzecchi's marshal incident, the shifting championship picture, and Marc Márquez's comeback. For Dovizioso, the Czech round encapsulated both the volatility of MotoGP and the resilience of its leading figures. He sees the recent races as evidence the title fight has opened up, and he praised Márquez for fighting through clear physical limits, while the paddock grapples with unexpected drama. Ducati has officially secured Pedro Acosta on a 2-year deal to join the factory team in 2027, replacing Francesco Bagnaia. The announcement, long anticipated within the paddock, pairs Acosta with Marc Márquez, creating one of the most formidable line UPS in MotoGP history. The move reflects Ducati's dual strategy: immediate competitiveness alongside a long-term investment in youth, timed perfectly as the sport enters the transformative 850 cubic centimeters per Pirelli era. Francesco Bagnaia will depart Ducati after 8 seasons and 2 MotoGP titles, ending a partnership that produced 31 wins and established him as one of Ducati's most successful premier-class riders. The move completes a major factory reshuffle that pairs Marc Márquez with incoming Pedro Acosta for 2027 and signals fresh strategic directions for both Ducati and Bagnaia. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Dovizioso contextualized Bezzecchi's controversial altercation with a marshal after his sprint crash. He explained that the marshal's accidental throttle twist while lifting the Aprilia could have endangered the engine, a critical resource given MotoGP's strict allocation rules. Losing an engine mid-season can compromise a rider's championship hopes, so Bezzecchi's reaction, while unacceptable, was rooted in the high-stakes pressure of protecting equipment. Dovizioso also noted that modern MotoGP electronics allow teams to decide whether engines shut down automatically or remain running depending on lean angle or timing, which explains why the bike was still live when marshals intervened. He was concerned about the engine situation. This perspective reframes the incident as a collision of adrenaline, technical risk, and championship tension rather than a simple act of aggression. Dovizioso argued that Brno's unusual events, Bezzecchi's suspension, Ducati's strong results, and Márquez's victory, have reshaped the championship narrative. Aprilia's dominance earlier in the season, led by Bezzecchi and Martin, now looks less absolute. He suggested that as many as 5 riders could realistically contest the title: 2 Aprilias, Márquez, Bagnaia, and potentially others depending on form. He emphasized that MotoGP's long calendar and points system mean momentum can swing dramatically, and consistency will be decisive. We have the possibility of having 5 riders in contention for the title. His view highlights how quickly fortunes can change in MotoGP, where a single penalty or crash can alter the balance of power. Dovizioso singled out Márquez as the weekend's defining figure. He noted that rivals now recognize Márquez's physical limitations, particularly with his right arm and shoulder, yet he continues to deliver podiums and victories. Dovizioso described Márquez as suffering but strategically aware, managing his condition with more calmness than in earlier years when he often rode with reckless abandon. This measured approach, combined with his mental strength, makes him a formidable opponent even when not at full fitness. His rivals are realizing that he has physical limits, and despite this, he doesn't give up. Márquez's ability to adapt his style and mindset to his physical reality underscores his evolution from a fearless risk-taker to a calculated competitor. Dovizioso celebrated the unpredictability of the current championship. He contrasted the earlier phase of the season, when only Martin and Bezzecchi seemed capable of challenging, with the present scenario where multiple riders and manufacturers are in contention. He argued that this parity enriches the sport, offering fans more excitement and ensuring that every race weekend feels consequential. For Dovizioso, the volatility is not a weakness but the essence of MotoGP's appeal. Dovizioso's analysis of Brno is both pragmatic and optimistic. The weekend's drama, Bezzecchi's suspension, Ducati's resurgence, Márquez's resilience, has widened the title fight and reminded fans how fragile momentum can be. He sees Márquez as a central figure whose determination, even while managing injury, makes him a serious threat to Aprilia's supremacy. The coming rounds will reveal whether the championship stabilizes into a duel or remains a genuinely open contest with 5 or more contenders. For Dovizioso, that uncertainty is the true beauty of MotoGP. Anything can happen, and everything can change. Ducati confirmed Bagnaia's departure before unveiling Acosta's arrival, a sequence that underscores the deliberate nature of the reshuffle. The Bologna factory admitted Acosta had been a target for some time, and the timing of the announcement, just after the Brno weekend and the signing of MotoGP's new commercial framework, signals Ducati's intent to lock down its future before rivals could intervene. With Márquez already re-signed through 2028, Ducati now boasts a headline pairing that blends proven dominance with youthful promise. Pedro is undoubtedly one of the most talented young riders in the MotoGP paddock. The announcement was not just about rider contracts. It was a statement of stability and ambition, positioning Ducati as the team most prepared for the 2027 reset. At just 22, Acosta is widely regarded as a generational talent. His meteoric rise through Moto3 and Moto2, followed by rapid adaptation to MotoGP machinery, has marked him as a rider capable of reshaping the competitive landscape. Ducati emphasized not only his speed but also his personality. Direct and easygoing, as traits that will resonate with fans and fit seamlessly into the team's culture. Pairing him with Márquez creates a balance. Acosta brings youthful aggression and adaptability, while Márquez offers experience, technical feedback, and championship-winning racecraft. The signing comes at a critical juncture. MotoGP's 2027 regulations will reduce displacement to 850cc, introduce Pirelli tires, and restrict aerodynamic devices. Ducati's gamble is that Acosta's adaptability will allow him to thrive in this new environment, while Márquez's technical insight will guide the factory through the transition. Together, they form a rider pairing capable of shaping Ducati's development priorities and influencing the competitive strategies of rivals. Ducati's messaging around the signing was as much about culture as performance. CEO Claudio Domenicali praised Acosta's personality, suggesting he will become a fan favorite and embody Ducati's ethos of dedication, sacrifice, and camaraderie. The announcement framed Acosta as the ideal complement to Márquez, positioning the duo as both a sporting powerhouse and a cultural symbol for Ducatisti worldwide. He represents the ideal complement for a team that wants to continue playing a leading role in the future. Ducati's public narrative is carefully crafted. Acosta is not just a rider, but a symbol of continuity and renewal, ensuring fans see the signing as part of a larger story. In the immediate term, Acosta will be expected to deliver race wins and podiums while helping Ducati adapt to the new technical package. Longer term, Ducati clearly views him as a potential franchise rider who can carry the team beyond Márquez's tenure. The reshuffle also completes a dramatic grid reorganization. Bagnaia moves to Aprilia, Márquez stays with Ducati, and Acosta joins as the heir apparent. The Márquez-Acosta pairing is already being compared to historic duos like Rossi-Lorenzo, setting the stage for one of MotoGP's most compelling eras. Ducati's capture of Pedro Acosta is more than a rider signing, it is a strategic declaration of dominance. By pairing a 9-time champion with a 22-year-old prodigy, Ducati has positioned itself as the team most likely to master MotoGP's upcoming transformation. For fans, the prospect of Márquez and Acosta in red is electrifying. For rivals, it is daunting. As MotoGP prepares for its 850 cubic centimeters future, Ducati has ensured that its story will be written by two of the sport's most compelling figures. Ducati confirmed Bagnaia will leave at the end of the 2026 season. The announcement preceded Ducati's confirmation of Pedro Acosta as Bagnaia's replacement, and reports indicate Bagnaia is set to join Aprilia, likely alongside Marco Bezzecchi. Ducati framed the split as the end of a cycle rather than a rupture, emphasizing mutual respect and gratitude. Doligna. Pecco will forever remain a champion in the history of Borgo Panigale. Bagnaia arrived via Pramac in 2019 and moved to the factory squad in 2021. Across 8 seasons he became Ducati's most decorated rider of the modern era with 2 world titles, 31 wins, 63 podiums and 28 poles. Ducati credited him with helping extract the Desmosed GP's full potential and restoring the marque to the top of the standings. The relationship was described as built on trust, gratitude, and shared achievement. Bagnaia's tenure combined technical development input with consistent race results, making him central to Ducati's recent success. The switch comes amid a major transitional phase for MotoGP, the move to 850 cubic centimeters engines, a new tire supplier, and tighter aerodynamic rules in 2027. Ducati's recruitment of Acosta signals a dual strategy: immediate competitiveness with Márquez and long-term succession planning with a young, adaptable talent. For Bagnaia, joining Aprilia offers a fresh challenge and the chance to be a lead rider in a different factory environment. Rider moves at this scale often reflect both sporting calculations and the desire for new environments as regulations reset. Ducati's lineup change reshapes the grid. Márquez remains the factory anchor while Acosta represents the future. Aprilia, expected to add Bagnaia, would bolster its roster alongside Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin, intensifying manufacturer rivalries. The shuffle will affect development priorities, intra-team dynamics and marketing narratives across the paddock. Sponsors and fans will watch closely as teams adapt to the 2027 technical landscape. High-profile transfers often accelerate development arms races as manufacturers seek to capitalize on new rider feedback. Ducati emphasized a respectful finish to Bagnaia's chapter, asking for unity through the remainder of 2026 and aiming to close the partnership on a high note. Bagnaia's immediate focus will be delivering results for Ducati until the season end, while both parties prepare for the logistical and technical challenges of 2027. Ducati will integrate Acosta into its development program, and Bagnaia will begin adapting to Aprilia's package and team environment. The coming rounds will reveal how quickly each rider and team converts the transfer into on-track performance. Francesco Bagnaia's exit marks the end of a defining era for Ducati and the start of a new chapter for both rider and manufacturer. Ducati's acquisition of Pedro Acosta and retention of Marc Márquez positioned the factory to lead into the 850 cubic centimeters per Pirelli era, while Bagnaia's move to Aprilia promises fresh tactical matchups. The transfer reshapes title narratives and sets up one of the most intriguing manufacturer battles in recent MotoGP history. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!